Hey yo, what is up, Godzilla and Kaiju fans? It is me, Godzilla, in my evolved form, and welcome Godzilla and Kaiju fans to SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King _954 to 23. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, it has been 1 month since our 50 subscriber special video on this channel, and yeah, we're finally back to making it YouTube videos, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. We're finally back, and yeah, I'm in my evolved form now, so yeah, here I am. Look at me. Super epic. Yep. I am now supercharged by the electromagnetically charged solar wind energy now. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, it has been a while, hasn't it? Yep. We're finally back to YouTube, and we're now doing these videos again. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, welcome to SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight live event video on Godzilla King _954 to 23. So yeah, this is going to be a really special video because this is going to be the 4th orbital test flight of SpaceX Starship, and I am super ready to watch this with Cage Bowen, and yeah, I'm really ready. And yeah, so we're making 2 videos today. This is going to be our first video of the day, and the second video of the day is going to be Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3. So yeah, I can't wait to do Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 video soon, today. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, so yeah, this is the 4th test flight of SpaceX Starship, and our Starship and booster prototypes, our ship and booster prototypes for SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight is Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11. So yeah, those are the #1 best Starship prototypes now, since they are going to fully survive and fully complete SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. So yeah, it's been 4 days since SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight happened. Like, it happened on June 6, 2024, and now here we are on June 10th, 2024, doing a live event video of SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight just 4 days later. Yeah, 4 test flights, 4 days later. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, it's time to witness the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. So, without further ado, please like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King _954 to 23 to become a member of Team Godzilla and to get our YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube. And yeah, we have hit 60 subscribers on YouTube recently, so thank you all for 60 subscribers on YouTube, and we can't wait to hit 100 subscribers on YouTube this year in 2024. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, please like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King. Please like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King _954 to 23 to become a member of Team Godzilla and to get our YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube. So yeah. So now it's time to watch SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. And without further ado, please enjoy and watch SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight live event video that is going to start now. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, this is it. SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight is here, and it was 4 days ago on June 6, 2024, and we're finally doing a video about it. We did not record SpaceX Starship 3rd orbital test flight because we were just dealing with other stuff, but now this is it. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, I hope all of you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoy this live event video of SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight that starts now. So please enjoy. Let's sit down here and let's enjoy. This is SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight live event video on Godzilla King _954 to 23. Let's watch this extremely awesome test flight video that starts now. Welcome to SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight live event video on Godzilla King _954 to 23. Let's watch Starship orbital test flight 4. And here are our previous test flights that we have witnessed before. Oh yeah, Starhopper, SN5 and SN6, suborbital test flights, Booster 10 and Starship 28, our Flight 4 prototypes. Oh yeah, SpaceX Starbase in Boca Chica, Texas. A lot of stuff's been going on there. Oh, Tesla Cybertruck, towing the Raptor vacuum engine. Oh, SpaceX Starship Test Flight 1. We already did a video of that. SpaceX Starship Test Flight 2. We already did a video of that. We did 2 videos of that. And SpaceX Starship Test Flight 3. We did not do a video about that, but hey, it's okay. We'll review what happened during Flight 3 shortly. So now here we go. Flight 4 of Starship. Welcome to SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight.
Good morning. You're looking at a live view
of Starship as it awaits its 4th test flight from Starbase, Texas.
Also known as the Gateway to Mars. Thanks for tuning in. We're excited to be joining you once again from SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California.
SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California.
It's getting excited behind us. We're here in front of Mission Control Center. Now we are targeting liftoff at 7:50 a.m. Central Time in just over 30 minutes from now. It's been roughly 2
This was back in June 6, 2024. But yeah, we did that. We're doing this video just 4 days later.
The extreme heat of Starship reentry, which is no easy feat. As with all of our flight tests, our goal is to collect as much data as possible. Every flight gets us another step closer to.
And there they are, our prototypes, Starship 29 and Booster 11. Yep, SpaceX Starship is the world's most powerful and largest rocket ever built, ever tested, and ever flown. Yeah, we're going to the moon, flying the heaviest payloads, and going to Mars and beyond. So yeah, again guys, we already know this before. Yep, we know that. Starship is designed to be fully reusable. Yeah. SpaceX Starship is the world's most powerful and largest rocket ever built, developed, tested, and flown. And there's our prototype, Starship 29 and Booster 11. Test flight. Test flight 4.
Before we dive into the details of today's test, let's do a quick rewind and talk about our last.
Let's recap test flight 3.
Starship successfully lifted off.
There's Starship 28 and Super Heavy Booster 10. Our 3rd test flight prototypes.
Major milestones and firsts. All 33 Raptor engines
on Super Heavy Booster 10.
Successfully and completed a full duration 2-minute and 41-second ascent burn.
Yep.
Then we saw our second ever hot stage separation, powering down all but 3 of Super Heavy's Raptor engines, and then igniting the ship's 6 Raptors to create
hot
separation.
Stage separation.
Next, Super Heavy completed its flip maneuver and ignited
Go
the
Starship
13
28
center engines
and Booster
before
10.
boost back burn descended towards its
That was on
splashdown
March
point in the Gulf
14th.
of Mexico. All 13 engines
Yes.
ran successfully
Starship
until
Test Flight
Booster
3
began
was
shutting
on
down
March
further
14th.
early into the boost back.
After descent,
Oh yeah,
we
it was
attempted
early
a
into
first
boost
ever
back burn.
Super Heavy landing burn, which uses the same 13 center engines that.
Wait a minute, we did not capture this on Booster 10, but we're pretty much are going to capture that on Booster 11.
With the remaining 7 Raptors, and 2 of those 7 reached.
There was filter blockages in the Raptor engines.
Contact was lost with the booster at approximately 460
We've lost a lot of
meters
Raptor
in
engines
altitude
there.
over the Gulf of Mexico, just under 7 minutes into the mission.
And Booster 10 went kaboom above the Gulf of Mexico.
Was most likely caused by filter filter blockage where oxygen
Yep, we
is
know
supplied
that.
to the engines. We saw a similar issue on Flight 2 and had added hardware to mitigate it, which worked to get us to our first ever landing burn attempt.
Now, for today's flight, we upgraded those filters further and made some additional hardware and software changes to increase our chances of igniting all 13 engines for the landing burn.
Yep, they add more upgrades to Booster 11 and Starship 29. Now back on to Starship 28. Starship 28 was the first Starship prototype to enter space. Yeah, Starship 28 was the first prototype to enter space in the Starship program in SpaceX. Yep, Starship 28 completed the Starship 28 completed the payload bay door opening testing and did the propellant transfer demonstration, but did not do the Raptor engine relight in space. And Starship 28 was uncontrollably rolling. Yeah.
And then the moment that we all had been looking forward to for so long, as you can see here, the ship's re-entry from space.
Yep, Starship 28 was the first prototype to go through atmospheric entry, but was lost due to roll control and uncontrollable maneuvers and all that.
But we were able to get live, high-definition views and real-time data during entry thanks to Starlink terminals on the ship, which itself was a widely successful test. This gave us confidence that we'll continue to get unparalleled insight into the ship's re-entry in order to rapidly...
Starship 28 did not make it through atmospheric entry.
And as they say, all good things must come to an end. And for Flight 3, this occurred...
And Starship 28 burned up in Earth's atmosphere.
Kilometers in altitude, roughly 50 minutes into the mission. After reviewing data from the flight, we found the most likely cause of the...
And that brings us to Starship Orbital Test Flight 4 with prototypes Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11. And yeah, Starship 29 and Booster 11 have a lot of new upgrades than Flight 3 and Flight 4. Starship 29 and Booster 11 have a lot of new upgrades and reinforcements. And yeah, more upgrades than Flights 3, 2, and 1. All right, so let's review what's going to happen. So Booster 11 is going to ignite all 33 Raptor engines, and Starship 29 and Booster 11 are going to lift off and go into ascent. And then Starship 29 and Booster 11 are going to go through a hot stage separation, and Starship 29 will ascend, and Booster 11 will boost back, and Booster 11 will jettison the hot stage ring, and then descent straight down to the Gulf of Mexico, and initiate the ocean landing burn, and splash down in the Gulf of Mexico. And Starship 29 will coast around Earth, and will enter orbit insertion and coast phase, and orbit Earth. And then Starship 29 will go through atmospheric entry and hopefully survive this time. And will do an ocean landing burn, literally in the Indian Ocean, just like Booster 11. So yeah, Booster 11 and Starship 29 are going to do ocean landing burns and yeah, do soft splashdowns. And yeah, these prototypes will make history for real this time. And yes, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 are definitely our number one best ship and booster prototypes ever built to date. And yeah, we're going to be saying that until some other prototypes deserve that title. But yeah, there they are, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11.
The telemetry and data we receive all the way to the end is what we're looking for, which will help us continue to build a rapidly reusable Starship for the future.
Yep.
In other words, the payload for this mission is data.
Of course it
It's also worth
is.
mentioning that the hot stage jettison is an off-nominal procedure that we're using as a temporary way to reduce the weight of the vehicle for its water landing today.
Yeah, that's why they're separating the hot stage ring from Booster 11 to reduce booster mass on Booster 11.
Which will mitigate the need to jettison the hot stage.
The hot stage ring.
Now that we have a handle on today's flight test, let's check in with Dan. Dan,
All right,
how's it going?
Dan Hewitt.
Hey Jesse, and welcome everyone. everybody back to Starbase for yet another Starship launch. I'm coming to you live from the Raptor's Nest behind the Mega Bay. I'm here with our Pat Red Team and some of our flight controllers.
Yep,
this morning.
that's from the
Everything has
production
been going
site.
really smooth. We did have the Red Team going a little bit earlier to
And
fix the
there
right side issue,
is
but that was taken care of. That's why we
a camera view from the
a little bit
Mechazilla
later
launch tower looking at Starship 29, looking at Starship 29's forward section.
That's 12:50 UTC. As you can see, we are actively loading propellant onto Starship and Super Heavy. Those frost lines are ticking up as we load liquid methane, that's our fuel, liquid oxygen, that's our oxidizer, onto both vehicles.
Yep, so Starship 29 and Booster 11 are getting fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen. Yep, that's their fuel. Liquid methane is CH4 and liquid oxygen is LOX. So yeah, Starship 29 and Booster 11 are currently getting fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen. Yep. Starship 29 and Booster 11 are getting fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen for Starship Flight 4.
We're aiming for about 46 minutes of prop load time for today's op. Eventually, hoping to get that down all the way to 40, which for some context, that's just 5 minutes more than we take to load Falcon 9, but we're doing it with 10 times the amount. So this morning, ship prop load started at T-minus 50 minutes, booster at T-minus 43 minutes. We're going to pause the ship main tank prop load in just a couple of minutes to do the header tanks, which are going to do that attempted ship landing burn. We expect the ship to close out all of its prop at about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before liftoff, and then booster at about 250.
So yeah, they have added a lot of new upgrades to the orbital tank farm, and they're now loading propellant in faster for ships and boosters.
But I mean, right now we are just under 23 minutes away from launch. We're not working any issues either with the vehicle, the range. Weather is 95% go, so not dealing with any winds or weather issues today. If we do have to scrub, our next attempt would probably be about 48 hours from now.
That did not happen.
Commodities and just how far we get into the count. But everything looking good for liftoff just about 22 and a half minutes from now. I'll check back in with you guys in a few minutes, and I'll send it back over to Kate and Jesse.
Yeah, so Starship 29 and Booster 11 are currently getting fueled Starship 29 and Booster 11 are currently getting fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen for SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight.
Which was only 2.5 months ago. Development moves really fast here at SpaceX. Let's take a closer look at the iteration of the vehicle flying today.
Okay, Starship 29 and Booster 11, fully stacked, 122 meters tall. So yeah, Starship 29 and Booster 11 are flying fully stacked. Starship 29, and like other ships, have 3 Raptor sea level engines and 3 Raptor vacuum engines, and Booster 11 has 33 Raptor engines. And SpaceX Starship currently has twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket, which does include Ship 29 and Booster 11 fully stacked, and Starship version 2 and Starship version 3 will get bigger and more powerful. So there's a human, there's the Millennium Falcon from Star Wars, and there's SpaceX Falcon 9, and SpaceX Starship, 122 meters tall, or 400 feet tall. Yeah, there will be 3 versions of SpaceX Starship, Starship version 2 and Starship version 3. They will get bigger and have more reinforcements and upgrades. And look, there is Booster 11's 33 Raptor engines. Yeah, Booster 11's 33 Raptor version 2 engines.
3 sea-level engines and 3 vacuum engines, which, as the name suggests, are optimized to operate in the vacuum of space.
That's for ships.
Starship is designed for vertical takeoff
and
landing on any hard surface. The ship is also outfitted with 4 flaps to
and look at that. Starship 29 and Booster 11. Oh, and there's Griffin testing on Booster 11. Did you capture that? I saw Booster 11's Griffin's testing, and yeah, that was cool. And yeah, there's Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 fully stacked with the hot stage ring on. That fully stacked is 122 meters tall or 400 feet tall. And look at that. There's Starship 29 and Booster 11 right there, where we have Booster 11 with its 4 grid fins and its hot stage ring, and Starship 29 with its aft flaps right there in that camera view. And you can see the epic engine chill vents going through that pipe right there.
Starship is designed for rapid reusability, which
We
means
know
the
that.
booster and the ship need to re-enter Earth's atmosphere and land back precisely at the launch site.
I can't wait to see Starship version 2 and Starship version 3. They're going to be getting taller and have more upgrades. Yeah, Starship version 2 and Starship version 3 will be a lot more taller, fully stacked, with Starship version 3 being 150 meters tall and Starship version 2 being 124 meters tall. And look at that. Starship 29 right there. And look at that right there. Starship 29's Starlink terminals. Yeah.
Orbit around the Earth, providing high-speed internet on Earth and now in space.
Starship is designed to have a large surface area.
Oh, look at that. That's what Starship 29 is going to do. Going through atmospheric entry.
7,000 kilometers per hour, or almost 17,000 miles per hour. Starship compresses the air in front of it, causing the temperature of the air to rise.
Yeah, doing that with the thermal protection system right there on Ship 29's belly.
Absorbing and reflecting radio waves, leading to the communications blackout we've seen historically.
And yeah, Starship 29 after atmospheric entry will do this. Ocean landing burn. Ocean landing burn.
We're able to point our Starlink terminals. And with Starlink also operating at a higher frequency than traditional space-based communications, we're able to power through any residual plasma to provide real-time video and data at high speeds back to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We actually got to see this in action on Starship's last test, Flight 3, which had the first ever live HD video of a spaceship re-entering the atmosphere. SpaceX engineers were able to gather data on the performance of Starship as it re-entered the atmosphere and watched
Ship 28
action. Now, the physics of
going through
re-entry
atmospheric
are
entry,
to replicate
but
perfectly
was
on
burned
the
up in the
ground.
atmosphere at the
This
end.
data is an invaluable tool for rapid iteration. In fact, one cool observation from that Flight 3 was seeing how shockwaves form at different parts of the vehicle and how they interact to put pressure on the ship, especially the flaps. This is really valuable for Starship since no spacecraft has ever flown with 4 movable flaps like what we use for aerodynamic control.
I know.
Starship's greatest strength will be rapid and
know that.
reliable reusability, and Starlink has become a critical tool to make that a reality.
Over the next few flights, we'll continue to improve the Starlink performance on Starship, eventually enabling more views and enabling more data to be transmitted in real time. And we'll keep experimenting during entry. You might have noticed a few tiles missing or looking different near the bottom.
Okay, so these were some pictures taken before Starship Flight 4 right here. And as you can see right here, Starship 29 with the... Yeah, as you can see, Starship 29's thermal protection system right here is missing 2 heat shield tiles.
To this wealth of new data, but if getting to space is hard, returning from space is even harder.
That's right. No one has ever succeeded in creating a fully...
But hey, it's okay. That's still the right amount of heat shield tiles that will be strong enough to survive atmospheric entry. So yeah, Starship 29 will survive atmospheric entry with those 2 heat shield tiles missing on the aft section.
Until our next liftoff attempt. In the meantime, let's take a look at some of the technology we have in development as we prepare to head to the moon in future missions.
And Mars as well.
Starship will be taking astronauts to the moon as part of NASA's Artemis program. Next year we plan
Oh
to
yeah,
demonstrate
Artemis.
ship-to-ship propellant transfer, which will be
Ship-to-ship propellant transfer.
Today we're actively testing a lot of hardware.
Yeah, in-orbit refueling. We've seen this before, pretty
One recent
much.
series of tests brought together the key pieces we'll
feeling.
Spacesuits and astronauts.
Together with Axiom and NASA, our teams put 2 astronauts in pressurized Axiom spacesuits and practiced the first steps of going to the
This is
lunar
what will
surface.
look like pretty
The
much
team used
on
test
the
builds
inside.
of a Starship airlock, as you see there, and elevator to gather data on how well future Artemis astronauts will be able to move around once fully suited. Tests like this are incredibly helpful for engineers designing these systems, as they have the opportunity to get feedback directly from experienced astronauts Peggy Whitson, who is on the right of this photo, and Doug Wheelock, who's on the left. You can see them in action during this elevator test.
SpaceX will perform one uncrewed demonstration flight before NASA's Artemis 3 mission, which will be the first human surface expedition since 1972.
Yeah.
After those first expeditions, we'll be ready to fly
Oh,
on
yeah.
with everything it
The
takes to
human
build
landing
space.
system variant of
In many ways,
SpaceX Starship. I
Artemis 3
can't
is like an
wait for
extension of the
Artemis
human
3.
spaceflight tour SpaceX has
I can't wait for Artemis 3 and Moonbase Alpha to come as well. We're going to be doing that with the human landing system variant of Starship.
May 30th, 2020,
Oh, yeah.
SpaceX launched the first crewed test flight of our Crew Dragon spacecraft. Dragon carried NASA astronauts Douglas Hurley and Robert Behnken to the International Space Station in the first crewed orbital spaceflight launch from the United States since the final space shuttle mission in 2011.
Oh,
And the
wow.
first ever
Yes, I know
operated
that.
by a
I know
flight
that.
provider. You can see Bob
I
there
remember
on your screen. That was certainly
this
a
is
memorable day
SpaceX
for all
Falcon
of us
9
here at
Crew
SpaceX
Dragon
and
Demo
one that
2
we fondly
mission
think
with
back on
Bob and
as we
Doug
start to think about
going to the
Starship being
International
next to
Space
take its
Station.
first astronauts to the moon. In tandem with Starship development, all of our operational human spaceflight missions are helping us prepare for those future trips to the moon. Our upcoming private astronaut mission, Polaris Dawn, you
Polaris
can see
Dawn.
the crew there on your screen. They will play a big role in testing procedures that will be relevant to our moon and eventually Mars missions.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to the third Polaris Dawn mission, which will be the first crewed Starship flight.
Okay.
The Polaris Dawn crew will attempt to reach the highest
Oh, yeah,
altitude
the
ever
SpaceX
flown by a
EVA
spacecraft,
suit.
and they'll also be performing a spacewalk or extravehicular activity on SpaceX's newly designed spacesuits.
Yeah, the
They'll also
EVA
be
suit.
testing space-based communications, which will be critical to future deep space missions. The Polaris Dawn mission is currently targeted to launch no earlier than July of this year.
Oh,
so
yeah,
stay
July
tuned, because
2024.
that
Can't
is
wait for
going
that.
to be a very exciting mission to watch. In the
Oh,
meantime,
yeah, there's venting
let's
going on
minus
with
12 minutes.
Starship
Let's check
29
in
right
with Dan
there.
on today's countdown.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Everything continues to go real smoothly. It's been a real quiet day so far. The board looks really clean, not tracking any impediments to a launch just under 12 minutes from now. Prop loads continuing. Looking at the numbers real quick, we're about 85% full on the ship. We did pause to start filling those header tanks on ship. Again, those are the 2 smaller tanks in the very top of the nose cone that we're going to use for that attempted landing burn with ship.
Starship 29 and Booster 11 liquid methane and liquid oxygen propellant load is almost complete.
On our methane and LOX, so getting pretty full there. Those are going to continue down to about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before liftoff. That's when we'll close out all the prop of the ship, and then T-minus 2 minutes and 50 seconds on the booster. A lot of work also going on in the background. Our range safety teams working to make sure the area, not just around the pad, but in the sea space out in the Gulf, and also in the anticipated entry point in the Indian Ocean are clear. We're not tracking any blockers, any boats, anything like that in the zone right now, but their work literally continues right up until those last couple of minutes. So they're working pretty hard to make sure everything stays clear. But right now, the range is green. I already talked about it in the beginning. It looks a little bit cloudy, but weather not a concern today. Really light winds. We only had about a 5% chance of violation when we started this morning, and that's held. So everything continues to look really good for launch so far. The pad itself is getting ready. Reminder that we're going to light those engines about 4 minutes before it actually takes off. So you'll see them start, the 33 engines on Super Heavy start to light
Booster
prior
11.
to that T0.
Alright, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 liquid methane and liquid oxygen propellant load is almost fully complete.
Excited down here, ready to feel the rumble. I'll send it back to you guys over at Hawthorne.
Alright, 10 minutes remaining until SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight.
Excited here at SpaceX headquarters in Hawthorne, California. There is mission control, located just behind Jesse and I. Now,
And there's all the
as you can see
SpaceX fans right there.
Everyone getting super pumped for our fourth flight test. Now, as a reminder on that note, today is just a test, the fourth of many future flight tests of
Many
Starship,
future
which will
flights of
become fully
Starship.
operational. So, whatever the outcome and however far we get, we can promise excitement. This rapid iterative development approach has been the basis for all of SpaceX's major innovative advancements, including Falcon, Dragon, and Starlink.
Today, we've successfully landed Falcon 9 boosters 316 times, changing humanity's understanding of what's possible when it comes to rocket
A lot of
reusability.
venting going on with Ship 29 right there.
Covering the booster or ship today, test flights like these provide critical data through every phase of flight, which will get us closer and closer to
I guess that's all the
full
SpaceX
reusability.
fans cheering for Ship 29 and Booster 11, almost ready for Flight 4. Oh, look at this. This is what Booster 12 is going to do on Flight 5. They are going to catch Super Heavy Booster 12 with the Mechazilla arms during SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight of Starship 30 and Booster 12. Yep. So yeah, they are going to catch Super Heavy Booster 12 with the Mechazilla arms during SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight with Starship 30 and Super Heavy Booster 12. Yep, Starship 30 and Super Heavy Booster 12 will launch on SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight, and they will catch Super Heavy Booster 12 with the Mechazilla arms. And they are going to build more Mechazillas. They're going to build more Mechazilla launch towers. 2 at Starbase and 2 at Cape Canaveral. This is going to be so great. And yeah, this is going to be a little bit different than the render right there. They have added more actuators to the Mechazilla arms.
By moving the chopsticks to the catch position immediately after Starship flies away.
They are going to test the Mechazilla arms to do the catching. They are going to Mechazilla test catch with the Mechazilla arms when Booster 11 lands in the Gulf of Mexico. Oh yeah, and this is production at Star Factory at the production site.
Several 100,000 more square feet of space.
Yeah, when you step into this factory, it is truly inspirational. My heart jumps out of my chest every time I'm there. Now, this will enable us to increase our production rate significantly as we build toward our long-term goal of producing 1 ship per day. And coming off the production line soon, Starship version 2.
Oh yeah, Starship version 2 coming soon.
With Dan for the latest as we head into the terminal count.
Hey, thanks, Kate. Everything still looks great. We're getting ready to launch. We are just under 6.5 minutes away. You can see when we throw up the graphics for prop load that we're almost closed out. Ship more than 90% full. Those header tanks are done. And then the boosters coming up on 90% real soon. So we're going to see those close out in the next couple of minutes. Ship's going to end at about 3 minutes and 20 seconds. It'll be fully loaded. And then booster at about 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
Alright, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 liquid methane and liquid oxygen propellant loading is almost fully complete.
Those lines on the ground of propellant before we lift off. But once we're done, we're going to have 10 million pounds of liquid propellant on board Starship. That's the most powerful vehicle ever designed. If we do hold, we have a built-in hold gate at T-minus 40 seconds. We can hold there for about 30 minutes or so today. If we need to wait for final pressure checks or if we have anything on the range, anything like that. Did just get that the range is green, so we are coming up 5 minutes and 20 seconds away. We are not planning to hold at T-minus 40 unless we trip some kind of hold alarm, something like that. So we could blow right through that gate and go right to launch. Don't be shocked if we hold at T40 though, and if we do, we can hold for a couple of minutes and then keep going. Our windows open.
Alright, 5 minutes remaining until SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. Go Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11.
Rapid succession. The ground spin and ignition systems will come up to flight pressure, and the ship will go to internal power.
Now, after that, the quick disconnect arm lockout is removed in preparation for retraction.
Alright,
shortly after
this is
T0.
it.
Gas lines connected to the booster and ship are vented down, and once we pass T minus 40 seconds, we still have the ability to recycle the count under certain conditions back
Yep.
to T minus 40 seconds and hold there to assess what happened and if we can proceed again to T0.
However, once the water for the deflector system begins
Oh
flowing,
yeah, they're going to activate the
any issue
water
after
deluge
that,
system
automatic
again
start
on the
for
orbital
today
launch
as we begin
mount.
to refill the
On the base of the orbital launch mount,
as well
the water
as
deluge
the
system
water
is
storage
there,
tanks,
and
the tank farm
that is going to
for
happen
remaining
at
underwater
5
tanks.
seconds
So,
before
as Leah
liftoff.
mentioned earlier, we're
After
not
the
planning to hold
fire
that
suppression
optional
system
T minus
activates
40
at
second
20 seconds before
that
liftoff.
That moment basically is what would allow teams to wait for final checkouts.
Yeah, we're gonna see the water deluge
or
system.
assess prep levels,
Yeah,
gauge
we're gonna see the
elements,
we're gonna see the fire suppression
pressurization,
system
range,
activate
weather,
at
weather
20
is
seconds before liftoff, and then
go,
we're gonna
as
see
you can
the
see
water
from these
deluge system
incredible
activate
drone
at
views that we have,
5 seconds before
and pad
liftoff.
cams. It is a
So
beautiful
yeah,
day.
that's what you're gonna
Of
see.
course, we have some clouds building from the LOX there.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
A huge
reminder
cloud right
that
there from propellant
the
load.
payload for this mission is data,
Yep, we
and
got it.
our primary goal is to get ship
Get
through
ship
the extreme
29.
heat of re-entry today. We're very excited to see that. We did get very close on Flight 3, so I'm excited to see how these iterations that we've made to the vehicle will help improve our chances of success today.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, just as a reminder for the booster, now we are not
All right.
attempting to recover any hardware today. Both
3 minutes
either on
until
ship or booster.
SpaceX Starship
For the
4th
booster,
orbital test
We
flight.
will be attempting to perform a landing burn to have a soft splashdown in the Gulf of Mexico. We made some improvements from our Flight 3 learnings, so hopefully that will work and we'll see a
And there's
successful,
Booster
soft
11's
splashdown.
33
For the
Raptor
ship,
engines
we're going to
again.
demonstrate controlled re-entry, including a flip maneuver and landing burn, and that will be followed by splashdown in the Indian Ocean. That is the same target as we had on Flight 3, so everything should look pretty similar in that regard.
All right,
And we just put
SpaceX
the
Starship
call out
4th
there,
orbital
the
test
call out
flight
that is closed out. So at
is
this
2 minutes,
point,
20 seconds away.
There is like 10 million pounds of propellant on board Starship, which is incredible.
It's getting very exciting. We are just about 2 minutes away from T0.
Yeah. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes until SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight.
And as Jesse just said, we are under 2 minutes away. So prop load is complete. All the fill drain lines into ship and booster have closed. Right now we're doing the pushback, so clearing out all.
All right, and look, there's Elon Musk right there on the right screen right there. Elon Musk is watching SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. And now, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 are fully fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Once we pass T minus 40, a lot of things happen, both on the vehicle and the ground. It's running a lot of its own self-checkouts, venting different tanks and pressure lines
All right,
throughout
here
the
we go,
vehicle.
guys.
We essentially built that.
Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 are fully fueled with liquid methane and liquid oxygen, and they are ready for Flight 4. And here we go, 1 minute remaining until SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight.
We're going to steer, and then we see liftoff. So we're under a minute away.
Here you go, the past 40 seconds. Alright,
45
passing
seconds.
40 seconds.
All right, now as we close in,
Alright, here we go, guys. It's time for SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. It's time for Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 to fly together and complete the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. Let's do this. And here we go. The fire suppression system on the orbital launch mount has activated. And here we go. It's time to count down to SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Water deluge system activation. 3, 2, 1. Ignition. All of Booster 11's rocket engines have ignited. And liftoff. Liftoff of SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. We rise together with SpaceX, traveling back to the moon, traveling to Mars, and beyond. Go Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11. Yes, here we go. Oh man, it looks like one out of 20 Raptor engines on Booster 11 have flamed out. But this is still twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket. Let's do this. Go Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11.
The rumbles are still building here.
Yeah. Let's do this.
We're seeing 32 out of 33 engines lit on the Super Heavy right now.
32 out of 33 Raptor engines lit on Booster 11. But this is still twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket. This is still the extreme right amount of power. Oh, yes. Max Q. Period of maximum aerodynamic pressure.
All right, we just passed through max.
Wait for the vapor cloud to come.
We still have about a minute and 30
Alright,
seconds.
Starship is supersonic.
Separation. Starship now flying faster than the speed of sound.
And Max Q, the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure on the rocket, and there's that vapor cloud.
Alright, so you got a couple of views, you got some ground trackers.
Yeah, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 are performing amazingly today. Even though that we got 32 Raptor engines fired on Booster 11. Yeah, there's 32 Raptor engines ignited on Booster 11, but that's still enough extreme power and twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket to get Ship 29 and Booster 11 into space.
Separated. All of that exhaust gets plumed down the side of the hot stage, and
hot
then
stage,
the ship will separate itself.
All right, prepare for hot stage separation. Coming up to hot stage separation.
So the booster.
All right, we're approaching hot stage separation here.
Hot stage maneuver. After that, the booster is going to do its flip, start heading back, and then
All right.
the ship will be on its own power.
Starship 29 and Booster 11 are about to do hot stage separation. Booster 11 still flying with Ship 29. Starship 29 and Booster 11 are still going. Booster 11 still flying with Ship 29 with all 32 Raptor engines firing. Yep. This is still the right amount of power. And here we go, guys. There's the grid fin tilting, and prepare for hot stage separation. Booster 11 main engine cutoff. Booster 11 engine cutoff. And hot stage separation confirmed. Go Starship 29 and Booster 11. Alright, boost back burn startup. Yeah. There we go. Go Starship 29 with all 3 Raptor sea level engines and all 3 Raptor vacuum engines. And Booster 11 boosting back with all 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines. Yep, Booster 11 completed its main burn with 32 out of 33 Raptor engines, but this is still enough power. That was still enough power to have twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket and have extreme power. Yeah.
Last a little over 1 minute. This propels the booster back toward the coast, taking it to a landing in the waters.
And with that, Starship 29 is going to the Indian Ocean, and Booster 11's 10 gimbaling Raptor engines, 10 out of 13 gimbaling Raptor engines fired and flamed out, and Booster 11 boost back burn shut down. There we go. Booster 11 boost back burn successfully shut it down. Yep, boost back burn shut down. And there we go. Booster 11's hot stage separation confirmed. Yep, Booster 11's hot stage ring has separated. Yeah, but here, let's replay that. Let's replay that for a moment. Oh yeah. So right here, this is where boost back burn cuts off after 10 of 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines got done. And Booster 11 hot stage ring separation confirmed. Yep, Booster 11 boost back burn shut down, and there we go. Booster 11's hot stage ring separated and jettisoned. Yeah, Booster 11's hot stage ring has separated.
This is a temporary fix to help reduce
Yep.
the weight of
There we go.
the booster. The super heavy booster.
Yeah.
Will have a
So
lightweight
yeah,
integrated hot
that is to
stage
reduce mass on
that
Booster
will be
11.
jettisoned.
And now let's watch Booster 11 descent straight down to the Gulf of Mexico.
After we jettison that hot stage,
The hot
booster
stage
will begin
ring.
to attempt its water landing in the Gulf. In the meantime, the ship will coast for about 40 minutes or so, up to an altitude of 214 kilometers. And after its coast phase, it will attempt a controlled re-entry, including a flip maneuver and a
So
wing
yeah,
program just before splashing
Booster
down
11
in
completed
the
its main burn with 32 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited on Booster 11, and Starship 29 and Booster 11 made it to hot stage separation fully stacked, and Booster 11 completed the main burn, and yep, both Starship 29 and Booster 11 did the hot stage separation, and Booster 11 flipped and completed the boost back burn, and Booster 11 completed the hot stage ring separation / jettison, and now Booster 11 is descending straight down to the Gulf of Mexico, while Starship 29 is going into space with all 3 Raptor sea level engines and all 3 Raptor vacuum engines. All 6 Raptor engines on Ship 29. Yeah.
Super Heavy has been performing beautifully today.
Booster 11 has been performing amazingly today.
Excited about it. As a reminder for Booster, the primary goal today is to do a landing burn and a splashdown in the water. And we are just about 30 seconds away from that landing burn.
Alright, here's footage from Booster 11 where the hot stage ring was. It looks like yeah, oh look, there goes Booster 11's hot stage ring. Did you see that on the right of the screen? You saw Booster 11's hot stage ring. So yeah, Booster 11's hot stage ring is gonna sink when it splashes down. And there goes Booster 11 descending straight down to the Gulf of Mexico. Speed is decreasing on Booster 11. This is much more better than before. Oh man, here we go. Booster 11's Griffins are moving. Yep, Booster 11's Griffins are moving. We saw that on the screen pointing up at Booster 11. And here we go. Here we go, guys. Prepare for Booster 11 ocean landing burn. And here we go. And Booster 11 ocean landing burn confirmed. The 13 set of Raptor engines have fired, and there was 12 right there. 12 of the 13 set of Raptor engines fired, and there, and 3 fired, and there we go. Booster 11 ocean landing confirmed. Yes. There we go. Super Heavy Booster 11 ocean landing confirmed. Booster 11, congratulations. Congratulations, Super Heavy Booster 11. You have completed your job. Yeah, let's do this. Yes. Congratulations, Super Heavy Booster 11. Congratulations to Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing its mission during SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. Yes. And there we go, Starship 29's Raptor vacuum engines cut off. And get ready for sea level engines to cut off. Here we go, here we go. And prepare for sea level engine cut off. And
so right now we are under power with just the 3 center Raptor engines.
And there we go. Shut down. Starship 29 is now in space. Starship 29 is now in space. Yes, let's do this. Nominal orbit insertion. Yeah.
Amazing views once again from Starship. We have our second Starship in space. These live views being
Starship 29 and Booster 11 literally are making history right now.
Incredible view we have once again. So exciting. We got another ship in space.
Views by Starlink Terminals. Starlink Terminals.
I'm like still jumping up and down. I'm like, this whole building was going absolutely insane.
I was going absolutely insane.
The booster hit the water. I mean, wow. Congrats to everybody that's a reality. And I feel like every single time we do one of these, we're seeing something wildly new. We got to see the hot stage jettison.
Yeah, so Starship 29 has those new upgraded roll control thrusters, and it should be able to to not rotate around that much now. Yeah, so Starship 29 is now in space, and those roll control thrusters are stabilizing Starship 29.
All 6 engines on the ship powered it all the way into a nominal orbital trajectory. And we've already been getting some live views from the ship on board. After that, the booster was able to do its boost back burn. Oh, this looks like we're actually getting some views from the ground still, potentially from Florida, of the ship as it's up there.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a view from some of our tracking cameras on the ground in Florida. But the ship, we just heard successful orbital insertion, so it's right where it needs to be, and is now going to continue on its way to coast until it comes to reentry. But I mean, the booster, successful boost back burn, jettison the hot stage, and then a landing burn. It looked like we saw 12 of the 13 engines light up, and then that first ever soft splashdown in the water. So a whole lot still to come. Ship now on its way to its primary objective of entry. That's going to be coming up in just under 40 minutes from now. So a lot still to come, but wow, what a 9 minutes to start this mission off. So can't wait to see what entry is going to show us, but that launch was incredible. Back over to you, Jesse and Kate.
That was epic. That was so epic. Super epic.
Wow. I am still trying to catch my breath here. That was some incredible views that we have never seen before. It has been non-stop since liftoff, and with the booster having completed its job for the day, we're going to take a short break for about the next 28 minutes, and we'll return while we're going to take a break while the ship is continuing to coast before re-entry.
Exactly. As with Flight 3, Starlink may enable us to talk with the ship through re-entry with no communication blackout. We are still testing Starlink during this phase of flight, so of course nothing is certain. However, if we do have views, we will be sure to bring those to you live. Views such as the one, that we had. What? Of course, because I said it went away. So we will try to bring those to you live.
Exactly. Views or no views, we'll see you back here at T plus 40 minutes for coverage of Starship's re-entry, flip maneuver, landing burn, and splashdown.
Yep. All right. All right, guys. So let's just recap what we just saw there. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, this is not the end of the video yet. We're still doing the video. We're still doing the video until Starship 29 splashes down in the Indian Ocean. But hey, let's recap what we saw so far in SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. So Godzilla and Kaiju fans, we saw the fire suppression system and the water deluge system activate on the orbital launch mount. And we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 fully stacked lift off together from the orbital launch mount and heading straight into space. And Starship 29 and Booster 11 fully stacked together made it into their ascent phase. And yeah, so Booster 11 had 32 Raptor engines firing. Yeah, Booster 11 had 32 Raptor engines firing. Yeah, one of the outer 20 Raptor engines on Booster 11. Yeah, one of the outer 20 Raptor engines on Booster 11 flamed out. But hey, let's see if we can recap them. Let's see if we can recap this, what we have so far in one take. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, on the orbital launch mount, before liftoff of Starship 29 and Booster 11, at 20 seconds and 5 seconds, we saw the fire suppression system on the orbital launch mount activate at 20 seconds before liftoff, and we saw the water deluge system activate, and at 5 seconds, and then at 2 seconds we saw Booster 11's Raptor engines ignite, and after liftoff, yep, we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 fully stacked lift off together from the orbital launch mount and began their ascent straight into space. And yeah, so Booster 11 had all 33 Raptor engines firing for like a few seconds, and yeah, Booster 11's Raptor engines were behaving amazingly until then. One of Booster 11's outer 20 Raptor engines flamed out. So yeah, let's just once again recap this. So let's just have a little break time. We have some wonderful music in the background. All right, now let's recap. So yeah, so let's officially recap SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight and what we have seen so far in this video. Let's recap it. So before liftoff of SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight, at 20 seconds, we saw the fire suppression system on the orbital launch mount activate, and at 5 seconds before liftoff, we saw the wire deluge system activate, and yeah. And at liftoff, we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 liftoff together, fully stacked from the orbital launch mount, and went into their ascent straight into space. And yeah. So Booster 11 had all 33 Raptor engines firing for a few seconds until one of the outer 20 Raptor engines flamed out on Booster 11. But yeah, that was still twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket, and still the right amount of extreme power to get Starship 29 and Booster 11 into their ascent. And so Starship 29 and Booster 11 went through max Q, and then they approached hot stage separation, and then at hot stage separation, Booster 11's grid fins tilted, and yeah, Booster 11's Raptor engines shut down except for the 3 center Raptor engines on the very center of Booster 11's 13 center Raptor engines, and so yeah. And then we saw Starship 29 and Booster 11 do hot stage separation, and Starship 29 ignited all 6 Raptor engines and went into Starship 29's ascent, and Booster 11 did its flip, and Booster 11 did its boost back burn after Booster 11 completed its main burn / ascent burn. And yeah, Booster 11's 13 center Raptor engines were firing, and yeah, and then during boost back burn shutdown, Booster 11's 13 center Raptor engines shut down with 10 of them out at the beginning of boost back burn shutdown, and then Booster 11's 3 center Raptor engines shut down, and then we saw Booster 11's hot stage ring separate, and yeah, that was super epic. We saw Booster 11's hot stage ring separate to reduce mass on Booster 11, and yeah, we saw Booster 11 descent straight down to the Gulf of Mexico, and yeah, while Starship 29 was in its ascent burn, and yeah, Booster 11 descended straight down to the Gulf of Mexico. We got some epic camera views, and we even saw Booster 11's hot stage ring floating away on the interstage view on Booster 11. And then we saw Booster 11 initiate its ocean landing burn with 12 out of 13 Raptor engines firing, and then Booster 11 shut down those 12 engines, and shut down 11 of the 13 center Raptor engines while descending. Well, I mean, yeah, or yeah. So booster 11 disabled. Yeah, or ooh, I'm just a little bit too hyped up right now. So yeah. So during the end of boost back burn on booster 11, booster 11's boost back burn shutdown starting well. So yeah, booster 11's ocean landing burn shut it down first with 9 of the remaining 10 outer gimbaling Raptor engines, and had the 3 center Raptor engines firing on booster 11. Yep, and booster 11 completed its ocean landing in the Gulf of Mexico, and yeah. Booster 11's mission is complete, so congratulations to Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing its mission during SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight, and we'll probably get this recap in one take at the end of the video, so stay tuned, guys. So now we are going to skip ahead, since we're now 1 hour into the video, and get into Starship 29's atmospheric entry, so let's do this, guys. So let's skip ahead to Starship 29's atmospheric entry. So let's do that. So yeah, guys, we're gonna do the full recap at the end of the video when Test Flight 4 is over. So yeah, we're gonna do the recap of what we saw during SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight at the end of the video. So now let's skip ahead. Alright, now let's skip ahead. We will do the full recap of SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight and what we are seeing right now at the end of the video. So, yeah, please stay tuned. So let's see here. Alright, we're back.
To Starship's 4th flight test.
Welcome back to
It has
Starship's
been an
4th test
exciting
flight.
day so far. We had an on-time liftoff of 7:50 a.m. Central Time, followed by successful hot staging, stage separation, jettisoning of the hot stage
ring.
structure, an epic super heavy booster landing,
Booster
water
11.
landing in the Gulf of Mexico, the first successful return.
And as you can see, this is a camera view looking at one of Starship 29's forward flaps.
The ship is in space, as you can see.
Ship 29 is in space.
We're looking at one of the flaps of Starship, one of 4. You can actually see a close-up side detail of some of those hexagonal heat shield tiles.
Yeah.
Now, coming up around T plus 49 minutes, the ship will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. As a reminder, the primary goal of today's flight test is for ship to make it through the extreme heat of re-entry. This is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with the spacecraft because it's re-entering at or around orbital velocity, which is about 8 kilometers per second or roughly 5 miles per second.
Yep.
At those speeds, the spacecraft moving through the atmosphere results in friction and creates a plasma field around the vehicle.
Yep.
That blanket of plasma
We
distorts,
have
as you can see,
seen that in the animation. Yeah, we've seen that
distorts
animation.
communication frequencies, so we're left with a brief blackout in communication.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's right, Kate. And Starlink's what's really allowing us to capture as much data as possible, especially through this re-entry. Updated animation landing burn. I hope we get to see it for real today. But these live views that we're getting now, and we're going to continue to get, are through Starlink. It's going to allow us to get as much data as possible.
Starship 29 going around Earth.
Say 9,000 times. The data is the payload on these flights. So as much as we can learn, that's
Starship
just going to
29
pay
going
dividends
around
in all
Earth.
of our future flights and help us get Starship to an operational phase. Re-entry, obviously a really critical phase of the flight. and it's the one that we're now most focused on cracking to get us closer to that full reusability. Starlink is going to be able to send us data back all the way through reentry. We've done some additional testing, and we're expecting to be able to get data from Starlink thanks to.
All right, here we have camera view from Starship 29 below the forward
all the way
flaps.
through reentry, and then got a new view here. We have two external views. We have this one on.
Oh yes,
crew.
guys.
For this
SpaceX Starship
and
4th
we're gonna
orbital
continue
test flight
running
is
views
like
as
10
we
times
continue
better
to
than the
evolve
previous
Starship.
test
Again,
flights. Like
this
test
is an
flights 1, 2, and
experimental
3.
vehicle. Believe me, I want as many camera views as you
Yeah,
all
let's
do.
do this.
So huge shout out to the AVI and the software teams and everybody that's been working.
All right,
with us.
prepare to see
Cameras on
the
Starship.
plasma field around
Not
Starship
just because it looks
29
cool,
on
but
the thermal
this
protection
provides
system
an
of Starship
incredible
29.
insight into reentry, which is, historically a really tough window to look through. The physics of
All right,
reentry
Starship
are
29 is
insanely
approaching
intense.
atmospheric entry phase.
One of my favorite NASA astronauts, Victor Glover, recently described it as with the forces and the flows and the temperatures, it's
Here
like
we go.
pointing at a raging river in one spot and saying, tell me exactly what's happening right there. And that's what a ship is experiencing as it goes through, as it's moving through the atmosphere at more than 5 miles a second and heating up to thousands of degrees. So just having visual representation, just being able to see what's happening is incredibly valuable. So these views are going to be through Starlink. We've got this one. This is in one of the forward flaps looking back. So if you see it rotating around, that's because, again, it's embedded in one of those forward flaps. So as we get through and we start to build up density in the atmosphere, this view is going to move around as the flap does. And then the other one we had a little bit earlier is looking at one of the other forward flaps on the other side. Eventually we're going to keep adding more cameras to Starship.
I see it, guys. There is. There's the plasma field on Starship 29's thermal protection system / heat shield tile. Or yeah, there's the plasma field on Starship 29's thermal protection system / heat shield. Here it goes. There's the plasma field.
Start to build. So, Kate, Jesse, excitement coming up.
All right, plasma field on Starship 29's thermal protection system.
Brought to us by Starlink. You can see
There it is. There we go.
the ship is getting closer to the Earth's atmosphere. Now, let's talk a little bit about how Starlink will survive reentry, hopefully, and control itself.
Exactly.
All
We've
right,
been
here we
talking
go.
about this entire flight test. There's 18,000 hexagonal ceramic tiles surrounding the bottom portion or the Earth-facing side of the ship.
100 kilometers altitude, good altitude for entry.
All right, nominal
Great
altitude
call-outs
entry.
there. Now, during atmospheric reentry, the vehicle is going to see temperatures as high as 2,600 degrees Fahrenheit or over 1,400 degrees Celsius. So those tiles are there to help protect the vehicle from this extreme heat.
Yeah, and the flaps will help control it. Now, one noticeable difference I see immediately, those flaps are not moving as much as they were on Flight 3. So that is a great sign, right? We had unplanned loss of roll control on Flight 3, so we added some additional thrusters, and we can see that
and they worked.
We have a much more stable view. So those flaps, there's 4 of them, 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom.
Those roll control thrusters worked on Starship 29, and here we are, Starship 29 going through atmospheric entry.
Now, if the ship survives re-entry, it will have to perform a flip maneuver, as well as a landing burn. We saw this demonstrated in a couple of high-altitude flight tests back in 2020, 2021. Similarly,
temperatures increasing on the nose within expected ranges.
Great news there. It sounds like the temperatures that we are getting during this point, which again, we usually don't get during spaceflight because of this plasma. We're getting this live. This is great news. So similarly to, for example, the serial number 10 test that we saw a couple years ago, we're hoping to duplicate that again today. Hopefully we will see it live. And basically the 3 center engines of the ship will reignite and gimbal or point to help flip the ship until those engines are pointing down, so that it can land vertically using rapid
Yep,
thrust.
suborbital test flight
And as
references
you
right
can see,
there.
even from the beginning of the program, we've designed Starship to land on Mars where there are no runways or other
Yeah.
humans to help out. We also want rapid reusability, so we're
Starship
doing
29 going through atmospheric entry.
Flaps have control of the vehicle.
great news. Flaps have control of the vehicle. That's
Yep,
exactly
that's
what we're
right.
wanting here
Flaps
with this
have full
flight test.
control of the vehicle.
Again, we are going to be doing a propulsive landing instead of a more traditional means like parachutes. And we are expecting re-entry to begin here in just about
Oh wow,
a minute.
look at that camera view pointing at that forward flap right there. That's
That we
epic.
have here.
Starship remains on a good entry trajectory.
This is the same view that we had when we first returned from the coast phase. Again, this is looking at the side of one of the
Oh
flaps.
yeah. It almost
And
looks
it's
purple.
incredible that
Like it
literally
almost
at the
looks
bottom of the
magenta
picture,
pink. Like it
basically
looks
looking
like
through plasma, which is
it looks
just
like Godzilla
absolutely
evolved
mind-blowing.
Wild, very wild.
electromagnetically charged solar wind energy. Yeah, the solar wind energy, the electromagnetically charged solar wind energy color of the energy that Godzilla absorbed to evolve.
About 10 minutes before splashdown.
Yeah, look at that.
And such incredible.
That was on the
views
forward
that
flap.
we're getting.
Approaching peak heating region.
Great call outs there.
Yeah, Starship 29 going through atmospheric entry. Let's go.
Nose temperatures continue to rise within expected region.
And in your bottom right-hand corner, you can also follow along with the altitude
wow.
of ship as it's returning back to Earth.
Oh, yes. Starship 29 going through atmospheric entry, and look,
So
speed
once
is
again,
decreasing.
this view is basically looking down into the plasma blanket that is building up around.
Speed is decreasing on Starship
exterior of
29,
Starship.
and altitude
It
is decreasing on Starship
traveling, as you can see
29.
on your screen, you can look in the bottom right-hand corner and see how fast it's going, how high it is, as well as the general orientation. Again, we're seeing a lot more stability, a lot more control here on this flight, which is great. It shows that the iterations, the learnings.
Starship is now in expected peak heating region.
Okay.
Great news there, telling us that this is
Outstep,
basically
7
the hottest
kilometers.
point, that Starship should get during its re-entry. Now, the heat shield is working with the
Ship
atmosphere
29.
for some free braking. Okay, the atmosphere is helping to slow the Starship down.
To slow Ship
exactly.
29
We're not
down.
using any engines or thrust to slow the vehicle down. Exactly what Kate mentioned. We're just using the atmosphere and those heat shield tiles protecting the vehicle as
man.
it's coming through that high heat temperature.
Yeah,
Look
now,
at
this is another one of those moments that we have been waiting for. Right now, the ship is currently re-entering the Earth's atmosphere, and by all looks and all call-outs that we're hearing on the net, it is doing pretty well. Now, we do
Oh, wow,
not
look at
plan
all
to
that.
recover
Look
the
at
spacecraft
Starship
today,
29.
but rapid and
Oh, yeah.
rapid and reliable reusability is the ultimate goal.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
And just pausing to just take in this incredible new and different view that we're seeing. We did get a similar view in Flight 3, but again, the vehicle did lose a little bit of its control, attitude control, and this is a very stable view. This is great. This is exactly what we want, and we are hearing that we're getting expected call-outs.
Starship is seeing half a G of acceleration, remains on a good entry trajectory.
A nominal
It's
entry
incredible
trajectory.
to look at this photo and wonder, wait, is it real? Is it frozen?
It's real.
We can see so I was just going to say, we can.
Nose temperatures have stopped increasing.
Stopped
Oh, that's
increasing.
great news. The temperature is no longer building. But I was saying, we
Oh,
have a
wow,
little bit of
guys.
indication there. We can see that streaking that occurs and tells us that this is indeed a true view. So once again, we are looking basically through the plasma that is building up around the exterior of the ship.
And I still cannot get over that we are getting a live
Ship
view
29.
of re-entry right now, live on your screen. Again, we've said this over and over, but all thanks to Starlink.
To
We are able to use
Starlink
Starlink
terminals.
in space, which we're getting this incredible data, and not only just the data from the sensors, but getting live imagery of what is actually happening, which is great, which we've never been able to do live before.
Right. Now, just a quick future outlook here. So in about, let's see, at T plus about 1 hour and 2 minutes, we should hear a call out for entry transonic. That
Right.
means that the ship is going near the speed of sound. And then about a minute after that, we'll hear another call out saying
Oh,
entry
whoa.
subsonic.
What's going on
meaning
now?
That the ship
Oh.
is going below
Whoa.
the speed of sound. So these
What's
are
happening
all
now?
continued indications that the atmosphere, right as the ship comes back down, it is getting through the more dense part of the atmosphere, and that atmosphere is helping to push against the vehicle, and those heat shields are protecting the vehicle during this high heat period.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Yeah, okay, Jesse, we're starting to see as the atmosphere gets denser, you're starting to see a few more particles make an appearance in the plasma there. You can see, you're looking down at the aft end of the ship in the top left, and you're seeing essentially the flame build up as we go through reentry.
Starship
You've been hearing
29
call-outs,
going
the
through atmospheric
aircraft flights,
entry,
the temperatures and the nose
decreasing in
cones,
speed and
we're
decreasing in
right where we
altitude.
modeled them to be, which is really cool to see and to see in real time. But we're coming up, we're at about 67 kilometers in altitude. Our last signal with the ship on flight 3 was at 65.
And there's camera view
so we
looking
should
back
be
at
making it
Starship
past that
29's
point
forward
shortly.
flap.
Obviously, as you guys pointed out, we're in much better control this time as we re-entered in the right attitude, and our flaps have been steering the way so far. Once we get through transonic, that's when you've got
Oh, yeah,
essentially
here we go.
different areas around the vehicle where the air is either moving faster or slower than the speed
Oh,
of sound.
man, what's
We'll
happening
eventually
now?
get to subsonic, which we have some experience
What's happening
with
now
in our
with Starship
suborbital
29?
campaign.
What is
Starship
happening?
will eventually get down to its terminal velocity as it's floating down.
What is happening to
the
Starship
water.
29
That's
right
about
now?
200 miles an hour or so. We are hearing that we're starting to chill some of the engines as we are, if we make it all the way down to the water, still going to attempt a landing burn, but still a ways to go. We're at about 64 kilometers in altitude right now. We made it through what's expected to be the peak heating.
Oh,
but
man,
now we're gonna
what's
start
happening
encountering
now?
increased pressures as the atmosphere
Look at all
gets
those
thicker and
sparks
thicker.
right there on Starship 29. What's
So we're at
going on
63
now?
kilometers, so we've already made it farther than we did on our last flight when that last signal was coming at 65 kilometers.
Oh, man.
So again, what
Oh,
we're
wow,
really
look at
looking
that.
at here is the performance of the
It's,
heat shield of the
it's
flaps,
looking
the seals of the
green and
flaps.
blue.
There's just a whole bunch of different areas that we're keeping a really close eye on as we react.
What is going on right now? Oh, man. We got some flat movement.
Starship remains on a good entry trajectory.
Starship 29 is remaining on a nominal atmospheric
It looks
entry
like we're still on a
trajectory.
good trajectory. If you're seeing little camera moves, that's the flap moving as it continues to maintain the attitude of the vehicle as it re-enters.
Oh, man.
And I mean, not just camera views, but we've got sensors inside the ship. We've got those sensors down at the very aft end. of
That
the
is
vehicle
extreme
where
right
we pointed
there.
out we had some intentionally missing tiles, where we've got some sensors looking at just how hot it's getting around there. We intentionally put those in.
Of course,
the
Starship
least
29 has
critical
a
part
much
of
more
the
better
ship,
thermal protection
where
system.
if you had any kind of a breach, it
Like
would be
like
great for
Starship 29 has
usability,
new
but
heat shield
wouldn't be
tiles.
critical for actual making it
That's
through
one of the new
re-entry to
upgrades
the
they
landing.
added to both Starship 29 and Booster 11.
58 kilometers, we're continuing to descend. Again, right now we are over the Indian Ocean. We're actually getting closer and closer to that expected splashdown point, which is just to the off the northwest corner of Australia.
Yep. Oh, man. That is a lot right there. And what is happening right now?
And if you keep an eye on our speed, the speed is dropping. We're hitting the thicker part of the atmosphere now. The speed's going to start dropping precipitously. We're going to start getting to transonic pretty
Oh,
soon.
man. Oh,
And
oh
then after
my.
that, we'll get
Oh,
into
my Godzilla.
subsonic.
What is happening?
We're moving less than the speed of sound, but
What is happening now?
light show so far.
What's happening in Starship 29 now? Oh, no. There's fire breaking through plasma field is breaking through. There's plasma and fire breaking through.
Temperatures are starting to come down.
And
The temperatures are starting to calm down,
this
but
camera
looks like
view is looking
the
right at one of the
plasma
forward
is
flaps.
breaking through. Oh man.
And we're strategically
Oh
putting
man,
some
it looks like
cameras
Starship
around
29's
looking
flaps
at
are on the
different
verge of getting
areas.
incinerated and melted. Oh man.
The flaps starting to come apart a little.
Oh man. Oh my
Yeah,
Godzilla,
it
what are
does
we
appear
gonna
to
do
be a little
now?
bit of burn through there. We can see
Oh my
pieces of the
Godzilla,
vehicle
there's
flying off.
multiple
On the
pieces
shot,
coming
it
off.
has been- it's been
Oh
like
man,
watching
Starship
yourself.
29's forward and aft flaps are on the verge of getting incinerated and burned off and melted off. What is going on right now?
Which is incredible to see.
Starship 29 is literally still going.
We're at 54 kilometers right now.
Starship 29 is at 54 kilometers.
Ultimately, the
And
data is the payload
oh
today.
my
We've been
Godzilla.
saying it multiple times.
Oh my Godzilla, Starship 29's flaps are on the verge of getting incinerated and melted and burned off, but Starship 29 is still going and not giving up.
And learning how
Oh
we can
man.
improve this design. The goal was to get
This
as
is
far
intense.
through this high,
Oh man, there's a
this
lot of
high
debris
heat
covering the
reentry as
camera.
possible. Ideally, we'd love to make it all the way down
Oh,
and
man.
perform that landing, burn, and flip maneuver. But we may not get that far today. We will see.
Oh
Again,
man,
this is a test,
this is
and we are gathering
is
as much data
intense.
as possible, visual
Oh,
data.
what is
as
happening
well
to the
as you can
camera?
see here, we are getting a lot of debris covering the camera on your screen, but we can still see some of those
Oh,
sparks
man.
and flames from that high heat as ship is making its way back down to Earth.
Ship now at
Ship
50
29 now
kilometers.
at 50
in
kilometers.
cruising.
Starship 29
The
at
good news is
50
we
kilometers.
still got-
Oh
we still
no,
got camera
look at the
lenses cracked.
camera lens cracked.
It's safe to say. ship's
Oh,
getting
man,
a
the
little
camera
beat up,
lens
but
cracked
that's
right there.
expected on a test flight. We are still
Oh man,
learning
I wish there was a
how to
windshield
use
wiper on
ship
this
for
camera.
total survival and recovery.
And there's a massive crack on the lens right there.
I'm honestly impressed that we're still getting this
But,
live
no,
view
it's not really a
despite
massive
how
crack, it's
much
just
debris is coming off of this
on
flap
the
right now.
bottom part.
The fact that we've got it is good news.
Oh wait, the acquisition signal.
I may have jinxed it. I apologize.
Still going.
We are still going.
Can't wait to recap all of this at the end of the test flight. And at the end of the video. I can't wait to recap all of SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight and what we are seeing right now in this video.
A splashdown is expected in just about 4 minutes from now.
Oh man.
We're still moving. We still have live views. Starlink is doing
Vehicles
an
approaching
incredible job.
maximum entry
Maximum atmospheric entry aerodynamic pressure.
Dropping. The question
What?
is, how much
That's crazy.
we can't really tell. We can still see some of that particulate coming off. And unfortunately, we do have a cracked camera lens.
Mm-hmm.
But for any photographers out there,
Should have probably made that
and,
glass
videographers,
bulletproof.
We know that's
Like Tesla
part of the game
Cybertruck.
sometimes.
Yeah, and you can see that the speed is rapidly slowing down. That's
Speed is
actually really
rapidly
great news for
decreasing
us.
and altitude
We
is
want to
decreasing
be able
too.
to be slowing
42
down
kilometers above the
before it
Indian
splashes
Ocean.
down into the ocean. That will help set us up for that flip maneuver, engines first down into the water.
Exactly. So we have seen this flip maneuver demonstrated on previous high altitude flight tests.
Previous
serial number
suborbital
8,
test
oil
flights.
views, or excuse, I should say, more light coming through the view that we have through that cracked and dirty lens there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we're hoping that this flip maneuver that we can pull it off as soon as we get those views back. If we can get them,
Still
if the ship is
decreasing.
still around, we will bring it
Vehicle
back
has
to you.
passed maximum dynamic pressure.
Crossed maximum aerodynamic pressure.
Maximum dynamic pressure.
There we go,
being
maximum
the moment in
aerodynamic
which the
pressure
vehicle
during
experiences the
atmospheric
greatest amount
entry.
of, aerodynamic pressure. Speed
Nice.
still dropping. We're now at 37 kilometers above the ocean.
Oh man.
Just like Flight 3, we are targeting a splashdown in the water in the Indian Ocean.
Oh
We
man.
don't have a live view right now, but because we're still getting data and telemetry, that does tell us that ship is still
Ship
doing
29
okay.
is still living.
There we got that live view back.
Fluffy is back. Almost looks magenta pink now.
The fact that it's there tells us the ship is still alive.
Yes, and
For now.
collecting data. Continuing
Still
to
collecting
collect data.
data.
Close to Earth.
Yes, now 30 kilometers, now 29.
Now past atmospheric
Starship is at 30
entry.
kilometers altitude.
30 kilometers in altitude.
Sounds like vehicles traveling, as we just heard, Mach 2, which is, looks like we might, I thought maybe it might clear up. It is a little bit, now at T plus 1 hour, 3 minutes and 13 seconds into Starship Flight 4.
Oh yeah, we're starting to see that
The
forward
ship
flap
is
again.
hanging on. It's probably potentially hanging on by a couple of bolts and threads, but it's still going, and that is excellent news.
Yep. That forward flap right there. Oh wow, pointing down. Starship 29 is pointing down, just like the previous suborbital test flights.
Even though we can't see anything,
Yeah, Starship 29 is pointing down, just like the suborbital test flights.
Subsonic, they're telling us it's traveling below the speed of sound.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay.
That movement means the flaps are actually
Oh, there's. I can see. We can see Starship 29's forward flap right there. It almost got incinerated.
But we are, unfortunately, we can't see through the.
Oh man, have a look at that right there.
Starship is now.
That is super epic right there.
Over the ocean. All this data is incredibly important, even if it breaks up.
Oh man, Starship 29's flaps are still moving. Oh my Godzilla. Starship 29's flaps almost got incinerated and melted, but they're still functioning. Now we're under 10 kilometers in altitude. Starship 29 is 10 kilometers in altitude. And here we go. Yep. Prepare for Starship 29 ocean landing burn, and Starship 29 is 5 kilometers above the Indian Ocean. And here we go.
Starship is passing through 5 kilometers altitude.
Here we go, guys. Here we go.
This is incredible. We're getting very close to splashdown.
These fireflies are such a good sign of life right now.
Those aren't fireflies.
Take it.
Starship is at 2 kilometers altitude.
Alright, Starship 29 is 1 kilometer in altitude. Here we go. Get ready. Get ready, guys. Here we go. Here we go. Starship 29 ocean landing burn startup. There we go. Starship 29 ocean landing burn. And here we go. Starship 29 is vertical. And here we go. And Starship 29 ocean landing confirmed. Yes. And thus, Starship 29 and Booster 11 have fully survived and fully completed SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. And thus, we have fully completed SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. Congratulations, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11.
Wow. I mean, it was a little bit of use your imagination as you were going down with what we could actually see, but we were able to hear the ship did its landing burn. It sounded like the body got 2 engines.
Yep.
And there's the final call for landing burn shutdown. But we'll go back through all the data, but we did get confirmation that a landing burn took place. Starship
Oh, yes.
made it through.
There's Elon Musk right there.
And did its first ever landing burn.
Yep. Elon Musk is super proud of everybody and himself.
Starship is in the water. What a day.
Mm-hmm.
What a day, guys. Yeah. That was absolutely incredible. We got views pretty much the whole way down. Analysis said it could do it. We weren't sure if it was going to be able to happen. But Starlink powered through. We were able to get signal. We started to get some debris on the cameras and everything.
Yeah.
But we were able to see it. So
Yes.
Just recapping, everything started off today. We lifted off from here in Starbase just about an hour ago. It feels like a lifetime. Successful super heavy ascent, boost back, and its own splashdown in the Gulf. Ship made it to space, kept its altitude. Successful re-entry through peak heating. We got to see it under flap control through the atmosphere, and we got call out of our first ever ship landing burn after launch into space. So just really incredible. So I'm going to take some time to collect myself, but wow, that was incredible. I can't wait for the next one. Over to you guys.
It was so loud here. I haven't heard the crowd get that loud probably since liftoff of Flight 1, honestly.
That was incredible. Congratulations to our teammates, to everyone who supported the Starship program. Thanks to all of our future customers for your support. And we'd also like to thank the people of Cameron County, Texas, as well as the Coast Guard, the Federal Aviation Administration, and the government of Mexico. And since Starship got a little bit toasty from that extreme heat of reentry, and we've got our very own Starship right here, let's have a toast of our own.
I've been waiting all morning for this.
Okay, may I?
Light me up.
I want to have some s'mores, guys.
Yeah. Just like Starship, I like this toasty.
I'm keeping this.
Now, we've got more Starship test flights coming to you soon. Be sure to follow the SpaceX account on X for more updates from today's test flight and future Starship tests. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
And that was SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight. Alright guys, that was SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight. And now, it's time to review what we have saw from SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight. So we're going to pause this. Just like that. And let's review and recap what we have learned and what we have saw from SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, that was SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight. And yes, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, depending on what we saw from SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight, SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight is truly the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. And Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 made history and completed and fully survived and fully completed the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, that was super extremely cool right there. So now it's time to review what we have saw and what we have learned from SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight, and get ready for SpaceX Starship 5th Orbital Test Flight. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, during SpaceX Starship 4th Orbital Test Flight, at the beginning, we saw the fire suppression system on the orbital launch mount activate at 20 seconds before liftoff, and yeah, and then at 5 seconds, we saw the water deluge system on the orbital launch mount activate, and at 2 seconds, we saw all 33 Raptor engines on Booster 11 ignite on Booster 11, and yeah, and at 2 seconds during test flight for Starship, at 2 seconds during test flight for Starship, we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 lift off from the orbital launch mount with all 32 out of 33 Raptor engines firing. So, yeah, during liftoff, we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 lift off together, fully stacked, with 32 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited on Super Heavy Booster 11. And yeah, that was still the right amount of thrust and power for for Booster 11 and Starship 29 to complete the full ascent burn. So yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. So yeah, let's go ahead and do this all in one take. So here, let's get this into our right position, and let's pretty much review. Alright, so yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. During SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight, we saw at 20 seconds before liftoff, we saw the orbital launch mounts fire suppression system activate. And at 5 seconds before liftoff, we saw the orbital launch mounts water deluge system activate. And yeah, at liftoff, we saw Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 lift off from the orbital launch mount and Starbase Texas and the orbital launch site with 32 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited on Booster 11. But that was still the right amount of thrust to have twice the thrust of the Saturn V rocket that was used by the Apollo program. And yeah. So, yeah, guys, Godzilla and Kaiju fans, we saw Starship 29 and Booster 11 go into their ascent and liftoff burn with 32 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited on Booster 11. And yeah, we saw both Starship 29 and Booster 11 go through Max Q, the period of maximum aerodynamic pressure on both vehicles. And yeah, when we came up to hot stage separation, we saw Starship 29 and Booster 11 do hot stage separation with most of Booster 11's Raptor engines cut off for boost back burn, with the 3 center gimbaling Raptor engines firing, which is just 3 out of 13 center Raptor engines firing for like boost back burn and landing burn. Like, yeah, those engines, the ones that gimbal. And yeah, we saw Starship 29 and Booster 11 go through hot stage separation, with Starship 29 go into its ascent burn, and Booster 11 go into its boost back burn after Booster 11 completed its main burn / ascent burn, with those 32 out of 33 Raptor engines ignited, and Booster 11 did the boost back burn with the 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines firing. And yeah, and then Booster 11 completed its boost back burn without no engine failures. And then we saw Booster 11 shut down the 10 of the 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines, and then Booster 11 shut down the 3 remaining ones. Those 3 remaining Raptor engines were firing during Booster 11's shut off. We saw those engines firing during Booster 11 engine cutoff, and we saw those engines firing at the end of the boost back burn, and then they shut it down. And then Booster 11 separated the hot stage ring, which is really, really cool. So yeah, that was super epic. And while Starship 29 was in its ascent burn, Booster 11 began to descend straight down to the Gulf of Mexico, with the hot stage ring separated. And we also saw the hot stage ring fly off while Booster 11 was descending. And then Booster 11 initiated the ocean landing burn for ocean landing in the Gulf of Mexico. And Booster 11 had 12 of the 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines firing. And yeah, that was super epic right there. And Booster 11 shut it down the the 13 center Raptor engines, and then kept the 3 center Raptor engines firing, the 3 center gimbaling Raptor engines of the 13 center gimbaling Raptor engines firing, and then Booster 11 completed its ocean landing. So yeah. And then Starship 29 completed its ascent burn, with Starship 29 shutting down the Raptor vacuum engines before shutdown. And then Starship 29 shut down the 3 sea level engines. And Starship 29 was in space. And yeah. And then after 40 minutes into the test flight, Starship 29 went through atmospheric entry, and yeah, and here it is on the screen right here. Yeah, so yeah, Starship 29 went through atmospheric entry, and this time controlled, thanks to the new roll control thrusters. So yeah, guys, so that was super epic right there. Starship 29 made it through atmospheric entry while almost getting the flaps incinerated and melted off as well. But Starship 29 kept going with the flaps almost gotten incinerated and burnt off. So yeah, and then Starship 29 descended straight down to the Gulf of Mexico, or not the Gulf of Mexico. Starship 29 descended straight down to the Indian Ocean, and then, yeah, and then Starship 29 initiated its ocean landing burn, and Starship 29 made it vertical. Starship 29 was vertical, and yeah, that was just like the suborbital test flights in the past, and then Starship 29 splashed down in the Indian Ocean. So yeah, and that concluded the test flight. So yeah, congratulations to Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. Yeah. So yeah, guys, congratulations a lot to the SpaceX team for Starship Test Flight 4. And yeah, guys, congratulations to Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing the biggest Starship Test Flight to date. So yeah, once again, yeah, congratulations to Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight, aka the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. And we will be ready for SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight with prototypes Starship 29, or no, not Starship 29. Yeah, okay. So, once again, guys, yeah, I just gotta catch my breath here. I'm just really excited. Yeah, so, once again, guys, this was a super, super epic test flight. So yeah, guys, and once again, congratulations to Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight, aka the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. And yeah, congratulations, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11. And we will be ready for SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight with prototypes Starship 30 and Super Heavy Booster 12. And that test flight will be the test flight where they are going to catch the very first Super Heavy booster, which just so happens to be Booster 12. So yeah, we will be ready to see SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight with prototypes Ship 30 and Booster 12. So yeah, and once again, one more time, congratulations, Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11 for completing the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history, aka SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight. So yeah, that was a very great video, guys. This is pretty much now the longest video we have made now, but now it's finally over, guys. So yeah. I hope all of you Godzilla and Kaiju fans enjoyed SpaceX Starship 4th orbital test flight with prototypes Starship 29 and Super Heavy Booster 11. And we will be ready for SpaceX Starship 5th orbital test flight with prototypes Starship 30 and Super Heavy Booster 12. And we will catch a booster on that test flight. We will catch Booster 12 on that test flight with the Mechazilla arms. So yeah, that's going to be it for the video, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the first Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 video that's coming out later today. So, see you all. Alright, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. That was a super epic test flight. Starship Orbital Test Flight 4. Definitely the biggest rocket test flight in spaceflight history. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. Congratulations to Starship 29 and Booster 11 for completing Starship Flight 4. And now we're going to be going on to Starship 30 and Booster 12. So, yeah, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. Please remember to like the videos and subscribe to Godzilla King _1954 to 23 to become a member of Team Godzilla and to get our YouTube channel to 100 subscribers on YouTube. So that's going to be it for the video, Godzilla and Kaiju fans. Hope you all enjoyed it, and me and Godzilla will see you all in the first Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 3 video on Godzilla King _1954 to 23 that will be releasing later today. So, see you all. Bye-bye.